Clinton, Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, Jacqueline Kennedy, Lady Bird Johnson, and Laura Bush. All of these past White House inhabitants have one thing in common: the arts. Whether you prefer Bush's dog paintings over Clinton's alto sax, the arts are a large part of the United States. Even in legislation, the arts are present. The No Child Left Behind Act defined the core subjects to include English, reading or language arts, math, science, civics, and the arts, along with a few others. Even the Elementary and Secondary Education Act says that the Secretary can use government funding for arts research, expansion, and support model programs and projects to integrate arts education into the regular elementary school and secondary school curriculum. So if the arts are this important to the White House, why are arts programs being cut nationwide? According to Stacey Boyd's 2014 article, funds have been cut in more than 80% of U.S. school districts since 2008. The very first programs to go are often disciplines such as music, art, and foreign language. And on January 19, 2017, there was talk of President Trump's plan to eliminate funding to the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Endowment for the Humanities. But according to a Washington Post article published that same day, these endowments only take up 0.006% of the national budget. These programs provide funding and support for arts projects and programs nationwide, as well as organizations such as PBS and NPR, public broadcasting. Well, today I'm here to tell you why art programs should not be an automatic scapegoat when funding cuts come around, by telling you why the arts are so important to communities. In the realm of music education, one would hardly expect to find a professor. And yet Glenn Schellenberg, a psychology professor at the University of Toronto, Mississauga, found himself in one such study on the effects of music education on IQ. 132 six-year-olds were chosen for this task, and they were separated into 4 groups: vocal lessons, keyboard lessons, drama lessons, or no lessons at all. Before beginning, each child's IQ was measured to be compared with afterwards. While those who took drama or no lessons saw a 4 to 5 point increase in IQ, those who had vocal or keyboard lessons saw a 6 to 8 point increase. So the arts can lead to increases in intelligence and thus higher achievement. These lessons also teach self-discipline as well as perseverance in the efforts of children, and these skills will continue to help them in their future endeavors in high school. According to the National Association for Music Education, schools with music programs have a 90.2% graduation rate, while those without have only a 72.9% graduation rate. This may be caused by the accomplishment that teens feel after a concert, or by the variation that music programs provide from the otherwise predictable learning environment. One other possible reason why graduation rates increase is the sense of community that's provided. As a proud member of my school's band, I know that music helps me to feel more connected to my community and supported when I see all the parents, faculty, and other neighbors getting together to recognize that which we've worked so hard for. In this sense of community, adults can benefit as well from music education in local schools. When they watch performances, they may reminisce about their own past experiences. Even the goosebumps that you feel after a build-up and release in a song can make you feel special. Like you are the only one listening. But it isn't just music which provides this sort of connection. Visual arts can as well. Pablo Picasso once said, "Every child is an artist. The trouble is how to remain an artist once he grows up." I myself have often doubted my own artistic abilities as a result of the fear of not having the natural ability or thinking though I'm not good enough, but there are a few things to keep in mind when it comes to visual arts. First, there are a lot of types of visual art. Whether it be pottery, painting, drawing, or even animation, there's something for everyone to try. If the more traditional art scene isn't for you, perhaps you have ability in modern art. It's something that I myself do not truly understand, but if you want to make something as simple as a green cube with one blue dot slightly off to the left, call it art, more power to you. But perhaps the most important thing to remember is this. Not everyone is Picasso. Each person has their own unique style. If yours involves more stick figures and misshapen circles, embrace it. Find your own uniqueness, and the visual arts can have some serious benefits for you. In 2008, the National Assessment of Educational Progress, or NAEP, in visual arts was performed by the U.S. Department of Education. This assessment was given to approximately 4,000 8th graders nationwide. The score ranges from 0 to 300. The scores received in 2008 ranged from 104 to 193 coast to coast, but there was a difference between those who had visual arts courses offered at those schools and those who did not. On average, those whose schools or states provided curriculum in visual arts scored 5 points better than those whose schools or states did not provide curriculum. But it isn't just art which benefits from art education. In 1996, the NAEP in mathematics, which is on a scale of 0 to 500, provided some interesting results. 8th graders who received an education in the arts as few as 1 to 2 times each week had an average score nationwide of 276, while those who received no visual arts education had an average score of 267. Though this is just 1 year's study, it provides a hope for arts programs that it can affect general education as well as arts education, and this is continued by the performing arts. A Chapman University study found that public speaking is one of the top 5 most feared things by Americans. If I haven't scared you away quite yet, you should keep in mind that while public speaking is a source of fear, it's also a life skill that employers will be looking for, because whether you're explaining a root canal to a patient or simply leading a meeting, you will be speaking to people. And that's why there's arts programs such as speech teams that help me to be more confident, more precise, and more social when it comes to public speaking. This is even included in the English and Language Arts standards, which state that speaking and listening standards require students to develop a range of broadly useful oral communication and interpersonal skills. So through the use of public speaking, you can better get your ideas across to those that you care about. Or you can do so in a more abstract way. Dancing is another performing art that has many mental and physical benefits for the user. A study performed in 2003 on the effects of leisure activities on dementia provided some interesting results. 469 subjects were chosen for this task, all over the age of 75, and their participation in leisure activities such as reading, writing, swimming, and dancing, along with many others, was monitored, along with the frequency of their participation. A few years later, the team compiled the results to find the hazard ratio, or the likelihood of getting dementia. Dancing came out on top with a possible 76% decrease in the likelihood of getting dementia. Dancing can also have some more physical benefits too, especially if someone of any age is looking to gain a little strength, lose a little weight, or try something a little different. Over time, it can even improve your heart and lung function and reduce the risk of osteoporosis. And since there are varying degrees of dancing, including ballet, salsa, and pole dancing, you can try something new within your comfort zone or out of it. If physical activity isn't quite your thing, I understand. You can try drama for a lot more social benefits. Remember that Schellenberg study I mentioned earlier? Those children who took the drama lessons through the Toronto study had exhibited substantial post-test improvements in adaptive social behavior that was not evident in the music groups. This means that drama can help you to adapt to new situations as well as social activities, which is something that's necessary for the modern world. In addition, a series of National Education Association studies in the late 2000s showed positive benefits for those socially and economically disadvantaged high school students who participated in the arts. Students with high art involvement were found to be more civically active, more likely to graduate, and more likely to go to college and have high achievements in those colleges than those with little to no art involvement. It's partly because of this that organizations such as the NEA are working to create opportunities for those who can't afford it, such as the Building Drama Programs, Building Communities program based in Cleveland. DePascal, an education director at a participating Cleveland playhouse, said that theater can build 21st century skills: communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. These necessary skills are only being helped by these kinds of programs nationwide. With arts funding cuts now being threatened as far up as the White House, a once supporter of the arts, this topic isn't going away anytime soon. I can only hope that with a closer look into the benefits of the arts, rather than the end results that the public sees, such as concerts, drawings, recitals, and plays, the government can come to see that the arts truly are an asset to this country. My other wish is that you, who now know the benefits of the arts, do not remain silent in the face of adversity. Rather, take the initiative to say something, and you may be surprised at the result. As author Stephen King said, the scariest moment is just before you start. So don't be afraid. Feel free to say what you must and try what interests you to ensure that everyone can live in a world where arts can be at peace with society.